The Coyoacan Nurseries, in Spanish, Viveros de Coyoacán, are the culmination of the work of the so-called Mexican Forestry Service, an organization founded by the engineer Miguel de Quevedo, a passionate environmentalist of the early 20th century, whose name has been perpetuated in one of the avenues that mark the perimeter of the historic neighborhood you are walking through. The Viveros de Coyoacán were established in 1901, when de Quevedo himself initiated the project after donating a hectare of the Hacienda de Pensacola that belonged to his family. The great passion of this illustrious character was precisely to create a new culture about forestry and the protection of trees in Mexico City and the country. Following the fashionable ideas of establishing national parks as in the United States and creating urban parks in the French and British style, engineer de Quevedo proposed to establish a network of parks where endemic flora and fauna would be protected as the city and industrialization progressed. In fact, in 1900, less than 2% of the city was parkland, so the initiative was novel. Over time, his ideas were essential to maintain urban green areas. The nursery project was supported by President Porfirio Diaz and his Secretary of the Treasury, Jose Yves de la Mentor. By 1907, the nurseries were already producing more than 2 million trees per year. But with the outbreak of the Revolution, this was completely stopped until 1922. Between that year and 1937, the federal government bought the 39 hectares that currently constitute the nursery, which since 1934 were declared National Park by Lázaro Cárdenas. Beginning in 1925, several species brought from other parts of the world were acclimated, such as eucalyptus, acacias, poplars, pines, gums, and sycamores, which would later be integrated into the landscape of Mexico City, as they were planted in parks, streets, and sidewalks throughout the city. Miguel de Quevedo, popularly known as the Tree Apostle, died on July 15, 1946. In homage to his legacy, in 1958, the Presidency of the Republic decreed July 7th as the Day of the Tree in Mexico. Currently, the administration of the nurseries is part of the duties of the Federal Secretariat of the Environment. Inside the nurseries, there are also spaces available for various sports and recreational activities. Groups practicing yoga, Tai Chi, or martial arts can often be found on trails. There are also children's play areas and an indoor park dedicated to feeding squirrels. There is also a permanent floriculture exhibit, where roses, gardenias, and orchids can be seen and purchased.